Special guest in conversation this week. Last time she came in, we were talking about her autobiography, which became a Sunday Times bestseller, which was No Holding Back, which seems like ages ago.
I know. I think it was about 2 years now.
Was it 2 years? Yes. Amanda Holden, so much water has flowed under the bridge. Since you've been in, my friend has won America's Got Talent. Paul
Durden?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Is he your friend?
Yes, I've known him since he was 14. Here we go. The gossip starts here.
No, but what I loved mostly is that he's doing panto with Gork at Christmas.
He is, but he was booked in.
that pantomime people, they must be loving that booking.
Yes.
It's going to be sold out.
He's also got other bookings that he committed to before he won the programme, so he has to... He's a good boy. He will have to honour them. But
now he's a megastar.
Well, the last ventriloquist in America has just done a 5-year deal worth $100 million. I mean, it's just
You
crazy.
need to re-establish, really make sure that friendship's cemented, Steve.
Listen, like that. I'm telling you, that's me out here. But I thought...
Can I ask you what made him go to America and do it?
Now, that is a good question. I don't know. Because he didn't want to be a ventriloquist to start with. He's a magician. His parents are both in radio and have done voiceovers for years. And I met him out in Vienna when his mum was working there. Look at this. Oh, we're dreadful. We're terribly sorry about this. We do this all the time. And he was very good at making tricks and everything else. And he went to an agent and she said, what do you do? And he said, I'm a magician. She went, I've got magicians. She said, why don't you do something else? Try something else. Ventriloquism. So he went off, made his first doll. Very clever boy.
He made it out of papier-mâché or
out
something.
Out of foam and papier-mâché and everything else. And the rest is history. And he's worked at it really hard. Because it's kind of a difficult business to break into. But
it's really difficult because there's a way to try and make it more current, isn't there, and contemporary. And I think we had that a couple of years ago with that brilliant girl who was American. She sort of did a really sassy, dirty puppet, which I loved. It was like Avenue Q. I think Avenue Q kind of... re-involved people in puppetry and all of that, but Vents have always had a bit of a bad...
I think because they always look a bit old-fashioned.
Because it's old-fashioned. Well, you think of Lord Thingy, don't you?
Lord Charles,
God, I've got... Honestly, it's too early. I need to finish eating my Danish pastry.
Oh, really? Have you got a Danish pastry?
Right here.
Well, we asked her. We always ask the people to say... Faye always says, producer, she says, so just give us some level. What do you have for breakfast? And 9 out of 10 people who come in here go, nothing.
Nothing.
Not even anything at all.
Well, because I had to get all my hair and makeup done, obviously, for your show, because it's so important.
I know the feeling. As you can see, I did the same.
Yeah. And I got in a car and rushed into London. It's taken like an hour and a half to come 5 miles.
It is. So you're in the worst place, aren't you? Are you ensconced in your new house already?
I'm ensconced in my house in Surrey. It's beautiful.
I love it.
I mean, we always lived in this area, so it was absolutely beautiful. But now it's just... You know, when I feel like I've won the lottery. It's lovely.
Yeah. Well, you have won the lottery. You have won the lottery. And when you look...
I've won the life lottery, I think.
Yeah, I think you have. I think you're very settled. You've got everything you want. You've got the kids, got the old man, got the nice house, got the shopping, got the nice job.
Yes.
You know, it actually couldn't really be better.
I know, something's going to go wrong. That's what I always...
Oh, no, don't say that.
I'm touching. There's no wood in this plastic studio.
I'm sorry, we are all plastic.
Oh, God.
Most of it fiberglass, including me. So listen, Amanda hasn't just popped in for a social, as I do. One thing she's very good at is children, because she's got 2 of her own, but also we'll talk about Pride of Britain as well, which she went to the other day. Another nice frock. Actually, you seem to have a couple of nice frocks, because at Simon's you had a nice frock.
I'm very lucky. I get lent nice frocks, but I'm like Cinderella, they all go back.
Oh, do you not have a wardrobe?
Someone comes around and collects them. All the diamonds go, everything.
It goes. Oh, shame.
Sometimes I buy them.
Do you?
Sometimes I just, give them back.
I suppose that's better, but then people always go, oh, that was a lot of things on display.
There's a lot of things on display. They've got their own management now. They're independent of me. We're currently not talking, so...
Yes, exactly. They're doing a better deal.
They're doing something today. I don't know where they are.
How old are your children now?
Holly is 3.5 and Lexi is 9.5.
Oh, wow.
So this thing that I've come to talk to you about is perfect for Holly.
Perfect.
It's called Pebli Town, and it is an interactive game which comes with toys. So it's a physical product. So it links into a tablet, which is brilliant. So don't let that put you off. I can work it. So it's simple. But it comes with 4 little characters who you interact with via any tablet. I mean, it can link to iPhone, your iPads, anything, absolutely anything. And then you can play little games. So it's really good for hand-eye coordination, memory skills. My little girl's very fond of taking the people out and walking around, making them, here we go. The other day you can make movies on it. So we attempted to make a movie. I'm pressing the thing and I didn't see that the volume button had come up to record our voice, and we're having a full conversation about the fact that she has to wear orange at nursery today. And then it's like, oh no, that's not going to make a good movie. And literally this man appears and the curtains draw back and it's like, no, Mummy thinks that you should wear these. And Holly's going, I don't want to wear those. Molly and Trill be aware. And I'm like, oh no, we've just made a movie of an argument. It was like EastEnders.
That's quite nice. I quite like that. So can you interact as well with it as a parent?
As a parent. So it's not a matter of, I know that, there's been a lot in the press recently about iPad parents who leave their children in front of an iPad, or the telly, or I think we're all guilty of that sometimes. Yeah. But the difference with this is, for me, is even though actually my children are on tablets and iPads sometimes, this has got a physical product with it. So for me, it works better because they're using all the parts of their brain, not just their eyes, but they can feel the product, they can see the product, they can handle the product. Yeah. And they're in it, and I know how to do it as well. So I have, I lie on the floor, and it's not just about watching my children swiping on an iPad. It's about picking up a little fireman and a little chef and a little painter. I mean, they're so cute. They work on their own as little people.
Really?
I probably shouldn't say that.
In fact, they're her new best friends.
Yes, they are. They are the new judges of Britain's Got Talent.
I love the idea, though, that 3-year-olds can actually operate computers.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I had my friend in America, when she took her little daughter, who was 2 at the time, to the doctors for the 2-year check. One of the questions was, and can she open your iPad? And Jane went, well, she can, but if I didn't have an iPad, what would the question be? Yeah. How would you How would you be testing my child's development? But it's like it's on the list now.
They know how to do it, and they do it better than us.
Yes.
I have a goddaughter who, at the age of 6, could pick up my telephone and she could find things in it that I didn't even know were in there, games and stuff like that. And I go, how'd you find that? And she'd go, because it's in there, Uncle Steve. Look, you do. And you think,
they go in the App Store, they download, and they know how to do everything.
Yes.
They're so clever, but we live in an age of technology. I'm still quite an old-fashioned parent. I love them to actually play and get out. Yeah. So this is why this game is the most brilliant compromise for me, because they're still playing with things rather than just looking at a flat screen. They learn at the same time. Oh gosh, it's been good for my memory. Yes. My memory's absolutely shocking. And you can play hide and seek with one of the characters, so she hides and you have to put where she is. And then the chef, Charlie, always wants the ingredients for his meal he's going to make, so you have to go to this place and that place and remember where you got it and put it there. Wow. So it's really, really good. Not just for hand-eye, but for your memory.
I mean, that's such a... Because
whoever
that's actually
thought
very good.
Really clever.
Who did think it up?
Oh, some man. Some man who's very, very, very nice, clever man.
Very clever person. Because I think to get kids interested in things now, but they love pads, they love iPads, they love phones, they love all sorts of things.
They feel grown up with it.
Because they've got mummy and daddy who've got them.
Exactly. Holly's got, my husband Chris's old iPad to play little games on. And she's always like, when Lexi says, Mummy, where's my iPad? Holly's like, yes, where's mine? Where's my iPad? I mean, hers is literally clockwork. That's how old it is. She's got all her games are on my phone. So I never have my phone, and my memory's nearly always full on my phone because of the amount of photographs of her dollies she's taken and teddy bears.
But isn't that great? They know how to do it, because it goes to prove that when they get a little bit older, like when they get to sort of 12 or 13 or so, they're going to be so far advanced with this thing.
God,
it's going to open up a whole new world.
Yeah. I mean, Lexi does photography club, and she's always downloading her photographs. She pins them to things, sends emails to my mum and dad with attachments, and I'm always like, I've only just learned how to do that. Yeah. But she's learning it all. I know.
I'm rubbish.
It's a necessity. So for all those sort of, I wouldn't say they're do-gooders. It's important to do both things, to play, yes, with the wooden toys if you need to, with plastic toys, get out, skip. But also, it's equally as important to be familiar and get your head around technology, because that is how it's going. Yes. And there's no denying it. Our children are going to have completely different lives.
In our lifetime, let's face it, we've moved on from, everybody's got a mobile phone now. Yeah. When we didn't have mobile phones. No. We didn't have computers.
I remember being so excited when I left drama school, rushing home to press the button on my aunt's machine to see if my agent had rung me with an audition. Yes. Now they can get you while you're sat on the loo. They can get you anywhere. And I pick up, but I'm always like, this is completely inappropriate. I'm going to call you back. I don't know why I just picked the phone up at this moment.
I always FaceTime when I'm in the bath. I always think
that's nice for everyone.
That adds an air of interest, especially if they're all at a dinner party at the other end. I always go, look, it's me again, waving the camera about, you know.
See, FaceTime, I mean, my sister lives abroad. She's just gone back home. My best friend's in America. It's so lovely.
Isn't it? But
being able to see them, I know.
I remember when BT...
I still think, sorry to interrupt, how is it working? How is this beaming up to the sky?
I don't even understand microphones.
No, me neither.
I've no idea how you can sit in a studio and you say something in here and it goes up to the roof and the thing that looks like a dishpan.
Yes.
A lid,
something from the clangers.
Some of the clangers. And it sends it out. You'd think we're drinking, wouldn't you? But we're not, I promise
really
you.
Not, honestly.
And it sends it out and you think, and if you wave your hand in front of the dish, would it not disrupt the signal? No, it doesn't. No. So how does that work?
I don't know, but Lexi and Holly will be able to tell me probably in a couple of years. I'll come back on and you can interview them.
I just don't understand any of it. I mean, when they did bring out a telephone years ago, which had a little camera in it, but you could only talk to somebody if they had the same telephone. Right. Do you remember?
Yes.
They were 149 quid. And I remember thinking, I'll buy one. I thought, but I don't know anybody who's got one.
No.
And then you looked at this picture, which was black and white. And then you look at the pictures you get on your telephone now.
I know.
It's superior
the photographs.
Quality.
I mean, I know people go on about phones, but the photographs I've taken on my phone are better than I've taken on my actual posh camera.
And also you don't have to worry about your hand shaking or anything like that because it adjusts it. All the stuff that's in this. I've got 6,000 tracks of music in here. Where are they?
I know.
Where are they?
Where is that vinyl?
There's no.
It's not in there.
They must have cut it very small to put it. How does it work?
I don't know, Steve. Gosh. But the best thing about this thing that I'm talking about, Pebli Town, is that it's easy.
It's easy.
It's really easy.
Thank God for that, because we'd all be on medication.
So I might actually buy it for my friends for Christmas, because we're all going to learn something from it, not just the kids.
Don't go anywhere. Short break. More from Amanda Holden after this. Special guest in conversation, the lovely Amanda Holden. We're both discovering, as we get, slightly older, we sort of discover new things. In fact, my godchildren, your children, can tell you things that you go, Mummy doesn't understand that.
Mummy doesn't. I'll tell you a new thing that Holly told me the other day, and this is a very cute thing. She said, because we have been doing colours at nursery, this is why.
Right. Colours? What do you mean?
Colours. She's been learning. So she said they had a red day and an orange day and a green. Right. They have to wear those things.
Oh, that's why
she told me the other day she had to wear brown tights because Jesus wore them.
Oh.
I have no idea where that came from. But I thought it was the cutest
What sort of nursery
thing.
Is this?
I said, did he, Holly? Well, then you can have some.
Brown tights? Oh, the only time I remember girls having brown tights is when they went to Brownies. They went to Brownies and they had little brown tights.
I was a brownie.
Were you?
Yeah, I had brown knee-length socks, though. That's an even better look.
It was never a good look, brownie. Us cubs didn't fare any better, I'm afraid.
Were you a cub?
I was a cub in Hong Kong.
A Hong Kong cub?
A Hong Kong cub.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds exotic.
Well, I wish it was.
You were a panda then, weren't you?
Well, I wish I'd been a panda. I had a woggle.
A panda cub.
A panda cub. And I quite liked it, but I didn't follow it up over here. And I'm not sure if kids do things like that. I should imagine that your 9-year-old is probably fairly full with things...
With languages?
Well, with all sorts of things.
Oh, all kinds of things. They learn languages at school now, and I think when she goes to the next school, she has a chance to learn Mandarin. You're like, pardon?
But that's so useful for the Happy Rickshaw. You go to the Happy Rickshaw, you can converse with them.
That's true.
I mean,
but I think Mandarin will be like French, or British. However, most people speak English, most people speak French. That Mandarin is going to be the language of our children.
Love to speak
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, sweet and sour chicken, I think, would be a popular one.
I'm a vegetarian.
Sweet and sour vegetables.
Yes, exactly.
Are you vegetarian?
Yes.
Have you always been vegetarian?
Yes, since I was 13. I think I gave it up for really moral reasons at the time, but also I was a Smiths fan, so I used to like wearing meat is murder badges, that kind of thing. And then but my mum says when I was a kid I was never fond of meat. I would always eat weird things like broad beans and broccoli and all the stuff that my sister would scrape to one side, and she'd eat all my meat.
And is your family vegetarian?
No, my mum was quite cross at 13 when I said I wanted to be a veggie, because a couple of years later she then bought her little hotel in Bournemouth, and then she was delighted because she used to put on the thing, cater for vegetarian, as a little extra. So we were ahead of our time, so she had to learn. I basically had vegetarian lasagna for about 9 years. That was her speciality.
Nut roast.
Now she's a genius, and my dad barely eats meat now.
What about your children?
Lexi, when she was born, there was all kinds of mad cow and bird flu, and I didn't know. I was scared to death, and I actually wasn't sure how to cook meat. So she had lots of pulses. She had fish.
Right. Oh.
She did have the odd bit of chicken. But she's now grown up very much like I've said, oh, do you want some of Daddy's? Because I cook meat for Chris.
Right.
Do you want some of Daddy's lamb? Do you want some of Daddy's steak? No, Mummy, that's a cow.
Oh, right.
Oh, Holly, though, eats anything. So it's just me and Lexi. I literally, at the dinner table, sometimes I make 4 different meals.
Well,
but I ain't
ridiculous.
Mary Berry. I know.
Oh, I love Mary Berry.
I love Mary Berry.
I don't know why the British have become obsessed. We're obsessed at the moment with the Britain's Got Talent, the X Factor, cooking and antiques.
Yes.
Probably in that order.
I'd put antiques first.
Do you watch the antique programmes?
I love Antiques Roadshow. And I love, if I'm home, I will sneak a little cash in the attic in.
I like that.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. And there's that one on Channel 4. Is it called Four Rooms? Where they're all...
I love Four Rooms.
Oh, I love
and somebody
that.
brings in somebody, you go, this pencil was used by Elvis Presley.
Yeah, and you're like...
And you go, how much is it worth? And they go, I'm looking for £30,000. And you think, no chance.
No, and then at the end, they always accept 30 quid.
Yes.
They really have no...
Yeah. Oh, some of the stuff is fantastic. I love that. But my favourite programme is Four in a Bed.
Oh, I love Four in a Bed, the guest house one. Oh my God, I love that one.
Isn't that the best ever?
Have you ever watched it's an American one, it's called Porn Stars, but
I've been there.
In Vegas.
I've been to the shop in Vegas.
I watched that on a loop.
They're mad in that family.
Oh, I love it.
When you go to the shop, though...
And American Pickers. Have you seen that?
Is that the family of all good-looking people?
No, there's 2 bloke in a truck and they drive around America looking at people's like scrapyards in the back garden.
That's right. They're looking for salvage.
Oh my God, that to me is like... Well, it's a fantastic thing to watch.
Yes. The porn thing in Vegas, this is PAWN,
yes,
is
everybody.
a shop with a father and some overweight children. And
but they've all lost weight and they've all had their teeth done now. It's hilarious.
They have. But when you go in the shop, 3/4 of the shop is now devoted to promotional material, T-shirts, mugs, beer mats, everything. Yeah,
I'm not surprised. It's a genius idea.
We went in and looked around. There's a lot of old toot in there. There really is.
I love toot though.
Yeah, I
just recently was filming in France, and every time we could, we stopped at flea markets. I came home with old jars of like 1950s OXO. My husband was like, "What's that for?" It's just to put on display. The label's in French. It's half falling off. It's glass. It's 50s. It's retro. Looks amazing.
It was 30 euros. Stop complaining. See, I like
it was
things
€5.
Like
It was a bargain. I haggled in my worst French accent. I was like, "What's the best price? Combien?" Yes. No, I'm going to walk away. I'm walking away.
Go, trade. What was your price for trade?
Promenade.
See, I like things like that. I found an old Victorian rubbish dump once along the riverbank in Richmond.
Where?
And I'm not telling you where it is. It's a secret place, but only known to me. And it's where the Victorians used to throw all their rubbish.
So it was like a landfill for the Victorians?
It was like a landfill, but what had come to the surface were bottles.
Oh.
Old Victorian bottles.
I love things
Some
like
of them had glass stoppers inside.
Oh.
Some had the writing etched onto them. And so I bought loads of them. I put them in a bucket to soak them because years and years of sitting there. And I kept them and I looked at them for it. And then eventually I got sick to death of looking at them. So I threw them away again.
No!
Well, they can go back into another landfill. I'm sort of recycling.
Oh my gosh.
But they do have that. You can go to the council and find out where they have their
totally
Victorian rubbish dumps.
That.
Especially around your area.
I might actually get a metal detector.
Oh, I never had one. I wanted one.
Well, I think they're good. I mean, I might be a secret. I'm a secret anorak, I think.
Do you hoard?
I used to, and then I've got this brilliant woman called Angie who comes around and makes me throw things away. Well, I don't throw them away. I'll send them to my mum in Cornwall, who loves raiding my wardrobe, and then we give the rest to Oxfam. But it's like, it's heaven. I love car boots, you see.
Yeah.
I could do my own car boot.
I've done a car boot.
Have you?
Yeah. People haggle.
Did you make anything?
Yeah, I did about 120 quid.
Ooh,
you make
good.
on average about 60 to 100 pounds, but people haggle and they stand there with their little voices and you've got something. I used to put prices on and they'd go,
a good idea.
I've only got £2, and they'd hold out £2 and I used to go, well, you're not having it then, are you? You've got to be firm with them because then they go for another stall and they buy something else. And the car boots, when you pull up in your car with the stuff, other car booters will come and buy your stuff to sell on their stalls.
I know. You have to be very careful.
We have more in common than I thought.
I know.
It's frightening, isn't it?
You see? Sunday morning, you and me.
Yeah, sorry, and Sunday morning,
car
you
boot.
and me. Oh, car boot, right. You've got to get up early, but that's okay.
You have to get up early, otherwise you miss everything.
I get up early anyway.
I do.
So another series of Britain's Got Talent.
Yes.
Who won it? I can't remember who won it last time.
The dog.
That's
let's
right.
just not talk about it.
Oh, right, the dog. I'd forgotten about
it. It was a
the
very
dog.
talented dog, and so is the other one. They both did the blinking tightrope. I mean, I don't know what the problem is.
I'm with you because
it's still a dog. It wasn't a human dressed up as a dog.
No.
That would have been a really bad story.
She had 2 dogs. I went,
she just had 2 dogs.
What difference it make?
And they were both shown. I mean, I know I'm going to actually have to officially answer this question, but I just think, oh, God, honestly, really?
Does it make any difference?
There's, there are bigger things, aren't
Yes, there are bigger things in life, bigger things, like sort of getting hold of Pebli Town.
Yes.
Is it commercial? Can you buy it?
Yes, you can
everywhere?
buy it. You'll be able to buy it soon. Yes, it's online. You can buy it anywhere.
Is it very expensive?
No, it's a really reasonably priced thing. It's...
How much is it?
I'm not quite sure.
How much is it? We're not too sure, actually. But it's we'll find out, don't worry. I thought that would be the question. 60. 60. It's like doing Vision On. Do you remember Vision On?
I do. I always remember the advert for Flora. Do you remember through the shop window? Oh gosh, are we allowed to product name? I'm naming loads of products. When they used to go,
all right.
I know. You talk like you don't want someone to hear you, even though they live miles down the road. That's my mum speaks to me like that, and I'm like, Mummy, she's at least 2 miles down the road. They can't hear you.
I think you always do that to the kids at Christmas. You go, did they get what they wanted?
I know.
And you go, I'm not saying.
I'm not saying.
And you have to sort of make it up as you go along.
So it's £60.
60.
Which
What do you get for that? You get the figures.
So you get the figures, you get the interactive board, and there are so many different gameplays on it. There are 4 characters. Each one of them has games and beyond. You make movies on it. I mean, it's an incredible thing. I think it's better than having a tablet, and it introduces much younger children to technology in an earlier way, in an easier way.
From 3
up. Yeah, Holly's 3.5, and she's more adept at it than me, which
Mummy finds a bit depressing.
So embarrassing. I know, but there's hundreds of things to do on it, so it's a good buy. And I think if you have a couple of children, I mean, even Lexi, it's technically she's probably too old for it, but she's had a sniff around it as well because she likes the movies, so she likes singing and recording her own voice.
It's not like you can't pass on.
No,
you can re-gift.
It's a recyclable thing, and the app's free to download, so it's it's a really lovely thing.
See, I wish we'd had things like that when I was young. We don't have anything like that at all.
I would imagine it's going to be a good thing for Christmas because you can get everyone.
I can't believe we're thinking about
Even
Christmas.
my nan would be able to use it.
Yeah,
she's
would she?
She's just got an iPad. My nan. She's 95.
No,
she's got a Hotmail address. I can't tell you what it is because she just about... But the funniest thing is with her, is she says to me, "Thank you for your iPad. I received it yesterday." Because that's what she calls an email. I got your iPad. And then because she says, "Oh, Amanda, my fingers are, arthritic. I can't type like I used to." So I've shown her the microphone on it. So now she dictates, but she never bothers to say, "Dear Amanda, how are you?" She just launches into, "Yesterday I played bowls, and then Kathy came round for a coffee. Ken next door dropped my paper in." It's very matter of fact. And I send her a little shop every now and then of naughty things. And she's like, "Can you take the sponge cake off and add chocolate fingers on?" She even forgets to say please. And you're like, "Yes, Nanny. Of course I can, Nanny."
Isn't that
so
great,
funny.
though, at
but
that
at
age?
95.
Silver Surface.
Yeah. She's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's opened it up because she's getting deaf in one ear. I absolutely loathed ringing her because I just had to shout down the phone.
Yes. Now you don't.
It's so frustrating, and she hated it. And then it started whistling, her hearing aids whistling down the phone. It's just not good. So we FaceTime her and everything now. So she FaceTimes her great-grandchildren. Yeah, she can't. She thinks I'm really technologically sound. I think I don't know anything, but compared to her, I'm a whiz. But look at her, FaceTiming at 95.
Oh, it's amazing.
I wonder if she's the oldest person that's to do that.
Oh, I shouldn't think so. There's bound to be somebody somewhere, probably sitting in a yurt somewhere in Mongolia.
If they've got Wi-Fi.
As
the lady in France said the other day. She said, "Would you like Wi-Fi?" I went, "Oh, yes, I'll have some. Does anyone else want Wi-Fi?"
Reminds me of a Michael McIntyre joke, which I can't do on this programme.
I love Michael McIntyre.
Love Michael. Yeah. Listen, I've got to let you go. It's always lovely to see you.
And you, darling. You're looking very well.
Well, I'm sitting in the half dark, so that's why.
No, but you're wearing a beautiful sort of azure blue shirt, and it's sort of lovely
Tommy Bahamas
background, marine blue.
Yeah, it's American.
Very nice.
Fits the fuller figure.
Darling, it's all muscle under there.
Bless your heart, you're so right. It is. And if you're very good, I'll let you see the film. Right.
What are we going to say then?
I didn't know what I was going to say either. Amanda Holden, thank you.
When you start out as an actor, you have no experience, so you have to pad out your CV with basically guff. And you have to put anything down, like whatever play you might have done on an amateur level or skills. And I put down fencing because I had grade 1 fencing and foil.